Hello, welcome to the Running in the Dark podcast, the podcast about business, not running. And welcome to episode 3. Thank you all for continuing to be here. Thank you for coming on this journey with me. It really does mean a lot. How's everyone's week been? I feel like I've had a really busy week with events actually. I spoke at the Female Business Network on Friday, and that was a really lovely little networking event for some ladies in the local area. I was meant to be doing a talk about using social media for your business, and it kind of progressed into a talk about personal brand and business personality, and kind of bringing authenticity into social media content. So that was great. I love that type of event where you can just like have a chat and the conversation and the advice really flows. Long weekend, super busy long weekend. I don't know about anyone else, but I feel like you become an adult and your long weekends become DIY and adulting. And I kind of want a refund. I want to spend my long weekend enjoying myself, but such is life. Then I did a great event yesterday with Great Cornish Food. Great Cornish Food are an amazing organisation and they promote, you'll never guess this, great Cornish food and drink and Cornish produce. They do an amazing job. They've got a store next to Waitrose in Truro. Only the Cornish people will appreciate that little part. But we did a really great 3.5, 4 hour session called Social Media 101. And we really looked at how we can amplify their messaging and help improve their reach and get more people to know about great Cornish food and drink. So that was a really great event. I am now absolutely knackered though. It's been a really busy week. So I'm looking forward to a weekend where I can just kind of catch my breath a little bit, because rest is really important for us all. It's so easy to just grind and be on the go all the time, but we do need to make time for rest. So I'm going to try to do that this weekend. Those of you who know me will notice the word try in that sentence. So anyway, enough about me and what I've been up to. Let's talk about today's episode. So today's episode is Start Small and Scale. And I think this is some of the most important business advice you will get when you are starting a business. I think I recorded this episode when I was a bit teasy. I don't want to spoil the episode, so you'll have to listen to find out why. But I train so many startup businesses of all shapes and sizes, and this is the most fundamental advice I can really give them. It starts small, start to understand your business and grow as your business grows. So no more spoilers from me. As always, please let me know if I've been helpful. And let's do this.
Today's lesson: start small and scale. Today's lesson is one that I felt really compelled to do. And it's all about starting small and scaling. I've had a huge influx recently of people coming to Oh So Social, my marketing agency, and saying they'd been given this advice early on in their businesses to throw hundreds of thousands of pounds or thousands of pounds at marketing resources and ideas, and they're now 6 months down the line and they've run out of money and they've not learned anything, and surprise surprise, their business has changed, and now all these assets they paid all this money for actually aren't worth it anymore. On top of this, my sister then rang me and said she'd been on a startup workshop. And within that startup workshop, they told her she had to invest at least £4,000 in an e-commerce website before she did anything else. My sister hasn't even got products yet. Why would she invest in an e-commerce website? Now, please don't get me wrong. If you have an amazing product or an amazing idea and you have tens of thousands of pounds to spend, even if you've got hundreds of thousands of pounds to spend, amazing, good for you. Invest in marketing, invest in branding. But this podcast isn't aimed for you, or not this lesson anyway. This is for the startups, the people who have ideas and aspirations. And to you, the best advice I can give you is start small and scale. Right now, your business is in its MVP stage, its minimal viable product stage. You're figuring out whether it's a business or not. You're trying to understand if people want your product or your service. You're trying to understand whether you want to offer this, whether business is right for you. So why would you invest thousands of pounds that you may not have in marketing when your business is going to change? Your offering is going to change. Your marketing message is going to change. Right now, you are figuring it out. So why wouldn't you start small and scale? There is so much support out there for small businesses. And when you are first starting your very first business, educate yourself, upskill yourself. You as the business owner are the most important asset to your marketing. You are the most important asset to your business because without you, the business doesn't work. So instead of throwing all of your money and all of your savings into it, which let's face it, you're going to need as a security while you're doing this, upskill yourself. There is amazing free resources out there. Look at Enterprise Nation, look at Small Business Britain, look at Google Digital Garage. There are so many places out there that will teach you how to create your marketing in your very first instance by yourself. All right, you might hate it. You might not like doing your marketing, but it will allow you to figure out whether your business, your product, your service is viable. If you have a product-based business, list on Etsy, list on Facebook Marketplace. It's a great way to test and see if it will work. It'll allow you to understand what people are prepared to pay and what people are looking for. I built my very first website. It wasn't great, but it did what it needed to do. There's so many places out there where you can build websites. Look at Wix, look at Squarespace, look at WordPress. While you are figuring this out, start small and scale. When you start to get sales in, when you start to bring in a turnover, when you start to have a disposable income within your business, then is the perfect time to reinvest in your marketing. But during these initial 6 months, invest in yourself. Invest in learning, invest in your business with your time. That mitigates against all of your risk. And it means that when you are at that wonderful point where you can start bringing in help, where you can start to bring in other people to help you with your marketing, it means you can understand what they're doing. It means you have a rough idea of what's working. And it means that you know what skills you need to bring in to support you. Who knows, you might actually love doing your marketing. You might discover that you've got real flair for blog writing, or you're madly in love with Instagram. By embracing that, by learning these things in the first instance, it allows you to discover it. It allows you to mitigate your risk, and it allows you to grow with your business. So that is today's lesson. Start small and scale. And please don't spend what you can't afford to. You need to look after yourself in this. And there is absolutely nothing wrong with growing as your business does. Good luck.
Thank you very much for listening. I hope you enjoyed today's episode of the Running in the Dark podcast. Please let me know if I've been helpful, any feedback, or if you have any questions I can help with. I'm on every social media network at Katherine. So find me, let me know, and I'll look forward to seeing you all next week. Have a good one.